Tired of wasting hours on niche and phrase research? Let me show you how ChatGPT can uncover hidden gems for your Amazon merch designs in minutes. Okay, so the first step is always to find a profitable niche, and this niche should not be too crowded and big, but of course there still needs to be some demand in that niche, so it can't be that small. My approach is always to start with a big niche and then niche down. The goal here is to find a relatively small sub-niche of a big niche. Well, ideally you want to start with a big niche where you know the most about it. If you don't have any idea, you can start with a niche list. Let me show you how it's done. Okay, so just go to Google and type in niche list and press enter, and here we go. Just take a look. So this one is free, listofniches.com. Just click on it and there we go. This niche list not only has very big niches, but it also covers some sub niches of these big niches. As you can see right here, it's a very large list, so please take a look if you don't have any idea for a niche. So for this demo I want to pick the baking niche. Here we are in ChatGPT, and this is my favorite prompt for niche research on ChatGPT. The prompt says give me 10 sub-niches related to the baking niche and give me 5 sub-niches of each of the 10 sub-niches in table format. The table format will give you a great overview of these niches. So in this prompt you only have to replace this keyword right here when you're doing research in other niches. So let's press enter and see what we get. Okay, here we go. As you can see, the table format is really nice and handy. So we got the sub-niches of baking right here on the left, and then for each sub-niche we got 5 sub-niches of that. In my experience, these main sub-niches are still too big and competitive, so we have to focus on the sub-niches of the sub-niches. So what we do now is we take the name of the sub-niche and put it together with the keyword shirt into Amazon.com. Of course you can do this for every keyword right here. So let's try the keyword gluten-free cake, paste it into Amazon.com and add shirt. You don't get suggested keywords for this long tail keyword, so that's already a bad start, but let's check it anyway. Product says there are 295 shirts online, so let's take a look. These are all irrelevant to the main keyword, so let's take a further look. Nope, basically these shirts are just for gluten intolerance, but not for gluten-free cake. So let's scroll up again. Let's just try gluten-free shirt. We already can see a lot more suggested keywords, but of course a lot more products right here. 21,000. So that's way too much, and I wouldn't go into that niche. Okay, let's try sourdough bread. Let's copy it, then paste it into Amazon and add shirt. We got suggested keywords, that's a good sign. Let's see the results, but I guess there are too many. Yes, there are also nearly 21,000 products, so that's way too much. Now let's pick flatbread shirt. Press enter. Here we go. It says there are only about 4,000 products, so that's good. Let's see the results. This one is a really general flatbread shirt, but it hasn't been sold. And here you already can see some sub-niches of the niche flatbread. So what I would do now is just take a notepad or Google Sheets or whatever and write down these sub-niches so we can validate them later. Okay, we got lefse, we got focaccia. This one also says lefse. We got lefse, okay. We got lefse, we got injera, we got gut injera. That's funny. Did they know I make this video? We got lefse again, lefse, tortas. And I basically have no idea about these sub-niches, so I just write down the names and check them later. We got lefse again, that's quite popular. Lefse, pupusas. Okay. Lefse again, lefse. We got dainu. Okay. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Lefse, pita. Tortas, we already have that. Injera, we already have that too. Okay, I think you got the idea. So here we already have some sub-niches of the sub-niche of the sub-niche that could also be potential niches. So you may pause the video right here and write down these sub-niches so you can check them for yourself. Okay, let's check the first niche. Put it right here, lefse shirt. We already get suggestions, that's a good sign. Press enter. We get about 6k results, so that's good. Let's check the results right here. Okay, all these shirts have a lot of reviews and a BSR of around 1 million right here. This one has 2 million, so that's already a good start. So let's check the other shirts. This one also has a lot of ratings and it's got a good BSR. So let's check the other shirts. So these also have a BSR, so they have sold. This one also has ratings, that's a good sign. And these also have sold. So this niche looks quite promising. So let's go into the niche lefse. So when I know nothing about a niche, I like to go to Wikipedia and check the niche. So just type in lefse. And here we go, it already says traditional Norwegian flatbread. Let's click on it. So this first part right here is the most important for us. It's made with rice, potatoes, can include flour, and includes butter, milk, cream or lard. Then it gives you some information about special tools, and it says it's common to add butter and sugar. And then you roll it up and then you can eat it. Now here's a nice trick. If you still need some subniches, then just scroll down. Then we got these bars right here. Then you just click on show and there you go. You got some potato dishes and you got flatbreads. As you can see, Wikipedia is basically a goldmine for niche research. Now it's time to research some phrases for that niche. Here's my method number 1, the competitor's insider information. So what you do in this method, you first check the search results for that niche on platforms like Amazon or Etsy, and then you try to find the humor, the pain points or the facts about that niche just by looking at the phrases on the shirts. And then you use these facts in ChatGPT, but I will show you that in a minute. So you go back to your search results. For this demo I'm using the Amazon search results. And then you take out your notepad and then you write down all the things that you can find about Lefse just by looking at the phrases. You can also take a look at the keywords right here, for example. So we already know it's from Norway, so write it down. A funny definition is Norwegian tortilla. Norwegian tortilla. This one says let's roll, so you have to roll it. You have to roll it. Let's see. This one says when life hands you potatoes, make lefse. So it's made from potatoes. And of course you can also write down some facts from Wikipedia. So let's see. This one says ufta. Did someone say lefse? So let's write down ufta. So what is ufta? It's an American Scandinavian exclamation or interjection used to express dismay, typically upon hearing bad news. Okay, ufta is said when hearing bad news. And I would also add the note, if there are other American Scandinavian exclamations or interjections, then you could also use these to create phrases. Now let's go to ChatGPT. Now we got our facts right here. Now let's start with the prompt. Give me 10 funny t-shirt quotes for the niche Lefse. These quotes should be short. Use the fact that it's from Norway. Now this prompt uses the first fact, and you can run this prompt for all the other facts too, of course. So let's press enter and see what we get. Okay, I think they are still too basic. So now I put in the prompt, you didn't really use the fact that they are from Norway. Use this fact for every phrase. Let's see what we get. Okay, these are way better. This one is quite nice. I would just use this part and add a graphic of a lefse. This one is also quite nice. And this one is quite funny. Of course, you can combine this with the Viking eating a lefse. Now it would be your turn to check these phrases. If you do this more and more often, you will get a good feeling for phrases that would fit on a shirt. So here's method number 2, fast ChatGPT phrases. Let's go to ChatGPT again. So the phrase is, I want to create shirts in the niche lefse. What do people who love eating lefse find funny? What are they concerned about? And what do they hate? Now this prompt includes all the most important emotions for the phrases that you put on the shirts. So press enter and see what we get. Okay, that's quite interesting. We get a whole list of phrases. First we get the funny phrases. We get puns and wordplay. Lefse is love, lefse is life. That's quite general, but of course it could work. I like my lefse thin, not my patience. That's quite funny. This is too long. Rolling lefse is my cardio. That's quite general. Thin is in when it's lefse. That's quite nice. Don't use this one. This one is a company's name. Okay, let's see. This one is also too long. I wouldn't use it. Then we get the concerns. And what do they hate? Then we get shirt ideas based on these insights. This one is quite good. So now we can go even deeper. So to go deeper, we can use this follow-up prompt. It says, give me 10 funny t-shirt quotes for the niche lefse. These quotes should be short. Use the fact that people love to eat their lefse really thin. And let's see what we get. This one is quite nice. We already got this one. I like this one too. And this one is quite funny. So you can use this prompt with every fact that ChatGPT just gave us. Method number 3, generate passionate phrases. Let's go to ChatGPT. So the prompt is, give me a bullet point list of actions or ways that people demonstrate their love for or passionate interest in making or eating lefse. Okay, we got some for making lefse, eating and enjoying lefse, preserving lefse culture. Okay, now let's just use the follow-up prompt. Now give me a list of nice and short t-shirt phrases based on these facts. For each fact, give me 5 different phrases that are suitable to put on shirts. Let's press enter and see what we get. As you can see, ChatGPT is doing the hard lifting and these phrases are all nice and short. So let's see. This one is quite nice. Party like it's left the night. Yeah, why not? Okay, you really got tons and tons of phrases. And of course, a lot of these phrases would be not good for shirts. But on the other hand, there are some good phrases that you can directly put on shirts. Now, of course, you can let ChatGPT edit these phrases. Just take this prompt, give me phrases that are a bit longer, but not too long. These phrases should still fit on shirts. Always use the word lefse for each phrase. Press enter and see what you get. This would be a good length. As you can see, you get tons and tons of ideas for phrases. It's amazing. Method number 4. Generate frustrating phrases. Let's go back to ChatGPT. So for this method, I like to use the prompt, what are the biggest challenges or annoyances people face when making or enjoying lefse, whether at home or at events? What are the things that anger or frustrate lefse enthusiasts? Now we got some facts again. And just let ChatGPT do its magic. Now let's use this follow-up prompt. Now give me a list of nice and short t-shirt phrases based on these facts. For each fact, give me 5 different phrases that are suitable to put on shirts. And here we go. This one is quite nice. Or this one. We already have this one on a shirt on Amazon. Okay, let's see. Now what you always do right here is you take the best phrases that you like and put them in an Excel sheet or in Google Sheets sheet. And of course you can use the follow-up prompt right here. Give me phrases that are a bit longer but not too long. These phrases should still fit on shirts. Always use the word lefse in the phrases. And you get tons and tons of phrases right here. Okay, these are a bit too long. Method number 5. Generate funny phrases. So for these funny phrases we use the prompt, what are some humorous or playful ways people talk about their love for lefse, the quirks of making it, or the funny situations they encounter while enjoying it. Include puns, lighthearted complaints, and exaggerated scenarios that would make other lefse enthusiasts chuckle or relate. Let's see what we get. So we get some funny phrases, but they are still not suitable for t-shirts. So we use this follow-up prompt, and here we go. Now we get some nice phrases that are suitable for shirts. So just pick your favorites, and if you still don't like these phrases, then just do a follow-up prompt. So let's use this follow-up prompt, and you get phrases that are a bit longer. So now you got the prompts to generate tons and tons of phrases for your niches. Now if you want to know how to turn these phrases into designs, then check out this video right here.